You chill.
Whoa. Oh my god.
Control your child.
I think Feast plays a huge role in sustainability at Oxy because I think in a college setting, when people talk about sustainability, a lot of it is conceptual and theoretical, whereas Feast is like one of the few that are like actively applying all of that in the real world. And it seems very small scale, but I think it still makes a pretty big impact. Like we've gotten a lot of like not just students and faculty, but community members that have nothing to do with Oxy, that aren't associated and still are interested in learning about sustainability.
I mean, native restoration restores these landscapes to like just healthier shape, basically. Things change, and like because of contact between like different ecosystems, like obviously like this landscape is never going to look like it did 500 years ago, but because of what we understand about plants, we're able to figure out what's healthy for the soil, what's healthy for the wildlife, you know, what is going to be resilient against fire, what is going to like attract like pollinators. And there's like so much satisfaction for me in like watching their journey and like watching them grow.
I really like getting to be in the garden and in the spaces that we've helped cultivate. Like I always feel a lot better and a lot more grounded, and I feel like I can finally take a deep breath after being in the garden. The work that we do helps me feel connected to the earth, but also just like to my breath on a very personal level.
We do what is called windrow composting, which is like kind of sequenced out between different piles. We turn them every 2 weeks or so, and we do this by collecting food scraps from the marketplace. We cart them up here, we add those to a pile, and a pile is made of both green and brown material, which we add water to, and that later becomes compost just on its own because it's super nutrient dense and can be used as an alternative to synthetic fertilizers. And then we get to use those both in our own beds and give them to the community as well. So it's kind of taking the food system and making it full circle.
As a STEM major at Oxy, I spend a lot of time in the lab or in the library, in the classroom, and so Feast is just a really great space for me to be in a green space, and it's just good for the soul.
We make a game plan of what we need to get done, and then we generally hop on our little computers, we tippity tap away, we send emails, we check emails, we like communicate with the community, make flyers, organize events.
Fun art activities like watercolor or collage. One time we had paper making, and we'll also have tea from the garden, and it's like an open space for students to drop by.
It feels nice to be involved in a community of people who are like passionate about improving the way that we interact with land on this campus, because we're all just like self-motivated people who we elected ourselves to be in this space, and it's cool to be like part of a community of folks who are like, I guess, holding each other accountable and like creating fun opportunities together.
I feel like it's been really big in building community for me. I was just coming off of a gap year where I spent some time on a farm, and so it was important to me that I kept up with the green part of myself.
So at the Bruce Steele team, we manage a bunch of raised beds and other spaces within the garden, mostly trying to produce food stuff and herbs, things that we can put back into our community. And usually it's really a collaborative environment. We all kind of work together and decide what we want to put in, what we want to get out. Yeah, and I think Bruce Steele, like the garden itself, is really important because it's kind of like the face of the Feast organization. So people will come in here and see what we do here.
It became like a part of my life that I would think outside of work, that I would spend a lot of my time into, and that I would be excited to enter the garden.